My girlfriends, 24-26 female, called me, 26 female, a pick-me. How do I go about fixing our friendship? Too long did not read. The girls that I have been hanging out with think I am a pick-me. I have worked very hard to not have them feel that way about me. And now I fear I am going to lose all my friendships. How do I keep this from happening? I, 26 female, grew up mostly hanging around guys. I only have brothers and male cousins, so I ran around with them a lot. I will admit that I used to say things like, I am not like other girls. I am one of the boys. And I get along better with guys because girls are too much drama. In high school, I became really good friends with a group of guys. The past few years or so, they started getting into relationships and started introducing their girlfriends to the group. The past few years with the other women in the group has been so nice. It was really great to connect with them, and I really grew to be closer to them than I was the guys, or so I thought. One of my guy friends, Garrett, 27 male, got into a new relationship last year with a woman named Sarah, 25 female. They met while he was vacationing in Germany. We live in the United States. He has flown back maybe twice to go see her, so we have yet to meet her. When Garrett comes around, he is on the phone with her, so we have said hi to each other before. However, since getting into this new relationship, Garrett will only come around if we are hanging out at someone's place, but will not take any trips or go to any events like concerts or shows. His reasoning is because he wants to save money and experience the fun things with Sarah, so he is waiting until they can be together in person. This past weekend, we were hanging out at my apartment. The guys were making fun of Garrett for rarely coming around anymore, and I jumped in saying something along the lines of, "Yeah, Garrett, we miss you." It was all fun and games. At some point, Garrett had to use the bathroom, so he gave me his phone because he was on call with Sarah and didn't want to take her in the bathroom with him. So while he was in the bathroom, I was talking to Sarah. We talked about how they met and how we were excited to meet each other. We also talked about how I knew Garrett, etc. Then he came back, and I gave the phone back. A little bit later, another friend, Emily, 24 female, lost her phone and asked if someone could call it. I called it, and I was the one that found it. I saw that she had me saved as Lily PMAB. I didn't want to ruin the night by confronting her right then, so I gave her her phone and acted like I didn't see anything. Yesterday, I called Julie, 26 female, to talk to her about what I saw. Julie is the girl I am closest to in the group. I asked her if there was something wrong, and that is when she told me that the other girls think I am a pick-me. She said that Emily made a comment this past weekend about I was being a pick-me again, talking about how much I missed Garrett and talking about how well I knew him to Sarah. Julie also told me that the girls hang out regularly without me because they do not like me all that much. I am really hurt to hear about this. I thought I was doing better. I really thought I was getting along fine with these women. I have really bad anxiety, and a lot of times, I do not understand social cues, so if nobody tells me that what I have said or done is not okay, then I will not know. I tried really hard not to mention how long I have known my friends, or talk about high school memories with them to avoid being called this. I asked Julie which other behaviors I need to work on, but she just said that they are not worth my time and energy to change myself for. However, it bothers me a lot, because a lot of these girls I consider my friends, and they are also the partners of friends that I have had since high school. I am scared that if I lose these girls, I am going to also lose friendships that I have had for over a decade. What can I do to save my friendships? I don't think there is a magical set of words that's going to change their opinion they've made of you over the course of years. Info: are there any ex-girlfriends you've met through this group of guys who you are still friends with? Or do you stop being friends with the girlfriends if there is a breakup? These girls are the partners of your guy friends, right? So you didn't choose them as your friends? I know there are girls you will connect well with, but you'll probably have to find them yourself. Over 20 years of supporting him. Now I am sick, and he refuses to support me. F47/M52. Over 20 years of supporting him. Now I am sick, and he refuses to support me. F47/M52. I will take some of the blame. I am not innocent. In the beginning we had a great relationship. He treated me like royalty, and I made sure he knew I appreciated it. We grew to complement each other's weaknesses, and that worked well for me because I enjoyed managing our finances and showing my love for him through acts of kindness like making his lunches and doing the lion's share of our family's management. I would show him our financial situation regularly, and he would show little interest, but I respected his opinion enough to keep him informed. As the years went on, our relationship felt increasingly like I was a single parent with 3 children. It's something I see commonly here, and I do take responsibility for enabling the behavior. Through years of him not being able to maintain a job, through his legal battles, through his lack of support in our home, I cared for him. I have been the steady rock that always figures things out and gets what needs doing done. He is not a freeloader, he does the basics chores, and he does contribute financially, when working, but he also is not a partner, not in the literal sense. The scale has always been uneven in his favor, and I thought he knew and appreciated that. July 2024, after finding my father and 6 of his siblings had all passed from or were currently fighting ALS, I found out I am C9orf72 positive. I had been unwell for a while, but thought it was related to a car accident I had in 2021. My neurologist explained that with medication we can delay onset of major symptoms, but that I should brace myself and prepare. I have since experienced mild dementia, like episodes, as well as physical limitations expected with the progression of FTD/ALS. I need my husband. I need him to love me unconditionally and support me as my pride shatters, and I start to ask for help. I need him to understand some simple things are genuinely hard for me now, and most importantly, I need him to make me and my needs a priority, the way I have for him for years. Instead, I am heartbroken. He supports me in his way, when it is convenient to him. He will help me out the door in the morning, he is not currently working, or rub my legs when I get fatigued after debilitating cramps. I appreciate these moments, and I do not want to downplay their impact. The issue is that alone they are not enough. I need him to see a need and fulfill that need without being asked. I need him to consider me when he is making decisions or something as easy as making sure there is something I can eat for dinner. When I try to explain this to him, I am met with hostility. He makes me feel like I am the bad guy, saying things like, he sees how it is, he can't even make a decision, or he can't be me, and doesn't have time to do something I asked him to. I love him. I need to put me first now, and it is driving a huge wedge. I am falling apart. I am on several different reoccurring prescriptions, and it still takes everything I have to get through my work day. I can't keep begging to be a priority, and I am so scared I will be battling this illness alone as a result. Any advice is appreciated. The mental strain, lack of care, and resentment that will continue to grow is palpable in your post. I hope you find the peace and resources needed to create a path forward. So, you can check yourself in to live with family. Or let him make you miserable the last days that you live on this earth. Tell him to get out. Doesn't have time to do something you asked him to. Why not? Is all of the unemployment getting in the way of getting off high ass and contributing? My fiance, 26M, and mom, 55F, got into a huge fight yesterday, and I, 24F, don't know what to do. What do you think? My mom and fiance, Fred, got into a big fight, and I don't know what to do. As of yesterday, it is past the official RSVP deadline for our wedding, and my cousin Carl and his wife have not responded. They communicated to my mom that they're planning for a cross-country move that same month and aren't sure if they'll be able to make it. Fred was frustrated by the lack of communication and decided that if they cannot come, we have 2 open spots for our wedding, which has a super restricted guest count. The only pairing of 2 that Fred could think of was my cousin's daughter and her mom, Carl's ex, Emily. When he brought this up to my mom when I wasn't present, she was adamant that it would be a bad idea to invite them, especially as a replacement pair, because the relationship between Carl and Emily, as well as the one between Emily and the rest of Carl's immediate family, is very bad. Apparently my aunt and cousins do not consider Emily as a part of the family and do not make any effort to include her in things despite being the kids' mom, and therefore a permanent part of our family. To make matters worse, my mom revealed that Emily and Carl had such a toxic relationship that at one point when they were together, Emily called the cops and got them both arrested after she hit him and he hit her back. This explanation soured Fred's opinion on Carl, who Fred doesn't know very well, because Carl is over a foot taller and 100 pounds heavier than Emily. Now Fred isn't sure if he wants Carl, his wife, or some of that part of the family at the wedding due to being complicit with that, and the fact that Carl hasn't told Emily about his cross-country move despite sharing custody of their young daughter. My mom, not wanting to have caused this souring, tried to fix things by providing further explanations and content about the situation that Fred felt were justifications or excuses for inexcusable behavior. Fred strongly believes that you need to cut off family members sometimes, and almost didn't invite his mother to our wedding, whereas my mom sees family as everything and wouldn't personally do that under any circumstances. It got really bad with Fred cursing at Mom and causing her to hyperventilate due to how distressed she was. Fred said he felt like he did when arguing with and being attacked by his mom with BPD. Now, he doesn't want to live with her anymore. Context: my mom was going through a terrible divorce with my narcissistic father, and Fred invited her to move out and live with us around 6 months ago, independently without us asking, mind you. Our lease ends in 3-4 months, and she is looking at apartments she can move into when that happens, but he doesn't even want to live with her for that remainder. Fred also feels betrayed that I told her things were okay without asking him how he felt first, and after I asked him, disclosed some of his grievances to my mom to try to work things out. He apparently asked me not to talk to her about what he said, but I have been so overwhelmed by the whole situation that I honestly don't even remember that. He thinks they have fundamentally different worldviews, and he has no interest in feeling like he's interacting with his mother in his own home or continuing their relationship with anything more than cordiality, despite being pretty close before. My mom feels that Fred bulldozed over her feelings and acted with no care in his onslaught of attacks in his attempt to win the argument/be right despite knowing what a shitty mental place she is in. I feel like I am in the middle and have no one to talk to, and I don't know what to do. I found this confusing and unable to figure out who is who, but your fiancé is coming across as the problem here. At least from what I can make of it. Your fiancé cursed at your mom until she had a panic attack? I am very concerned for you. I would not move forward with a wedding to this person, but I understand what a difficult that decision would be. Cursing at my mom would be the ultimate deal breaker for me. Your fiancé, Imho, seems to feel like his way of doing things is the only way. Is that what you want to deal with the rest of your life? Husband, 31M, told me, 31F, he doesn't want to be married while I'm deployed. I need help. I've been married to my husband for 6 years. We're both active duty, and I'm currently deployed to a safe spot. 2 weeks ago he told me, over the phone, that he didn't want to be married to me. I'm still in shock. Backstory: we never fought. The occasional skirmish that happens with couples, but nothing ever serious. We handled money well together. We traveled well together. I thought we were totally in sync. In December, while deployed, he invited a girl, allegedly just a friend, to our house to watch movies and have charcuterie. He went with her to my favorite grocery store. I admit I felt insecure. When I brought it up to him, it made me feel like he just did wife things with a friend, and there's nothing special between us. I said how I felt like we might be in this roommate stage. At first he got defensive, and I got upset. Then he told me he has been unhappy for a really long time. He never brought anything up to me, and when he finally did, most of it were things I need to be there in person for. For the first time in 6 years, we went days without talking. We said we needed a pause. Not to make any decisions while we were separated. Now fast forward to middle of February, still deployed. And he's splitting our finances, and he turned his location off. He's saying he doesn't want to be married, and he's not willing to try therapy or anything. If he did therapy, it would be for me, not us as a couple. Not us versus the problem. I just can't wrap my head around how this can be so final with him. He says we haven't been husband and wife for a long time, and that he wants to be alone. There's a lot going on. Work is insane, and the one person I want to talk to, I can't because he suddenly doesn't want me anymore. I don't know what the next steps are, and I don't know if I'm going to make it out of the other side. It sounds like he's cheating on you and wants to leave you for her. Girl, you are in the military, you know how that goes. He's cheating. Sis, he found someone else. When I was in the Navy, I saw this all the time. Take his ass to the cleaners in divorce court. There should be a JAG on base. Ask your chain of command.